Good morning, beautiful people. It is day 12, Tuesday, July 30th, I believe. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't looked at the date. It's too early. It is a wonderful day out, not too hot, nice. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm hurting. My feet are hurting, but I'm out here. I'm doing what I set out to do, and not going to stop. Today is a pretty rough day for me. This is somewhere along my journey where I say, why am I doing this? All those things start popping in your head, right? That's why I'm leaving you with this quote. The mind is everything. What you think is what you become, by Buddha. And it's hard to control our thoughts sometimes. It's hard to control our subconscious self sometimes. And the way I feel that we can change that to make our lives a little bit better. And I'm going to a seminar next month to learn about this. So I'm hoping to learn new tools. But what I developed, what I have found over the course of my past, trying to work on these things, is it's very difficult to control who you are, and that subconscious of who you are will bring up these thoughts. Just, like today, just these thoughts of, why am I doing this? There's only like one or two people watching. It's not, who cares? All these little thoughts of a lack of self-worth or lack of anything. And I set out to do this for 30 days. I should do it for 30 days. Who cares about who's watching? Who cares if the quality of the video is terrible because it's windy out? Who cares if, it doesn't matter, right? I set out to do this. I'm learning from it. I'm pushing myself. And that's how I can slowly start to control my mind. But it's not necessarily my mind, it's that subconscious person inside of you that you don't quite control. And that is who you start to become, if you allow that to take over your mind. And we have a little bit of control over our mind because we get that little boy inside of us, and those problems that we have, those insecurities from the past or so forth. And we have the choice to allow them to continue to talk to us, or we have the choice to just get up and go after what we want. And today, I was making every excuse in the book, telling you my feet are hurting, telling you all these things, it's dumb, just quit, this, that, this. You know what? Right then I said, I had enough of that person inside of me telling me who I am. I'm going to go up and I'm going to go do it. So here I am. Anyway, let's talk about exercise, physical activities that make you feel good. And there's a few things that I love doing. Exercise releases some dopamine, releases good chemicals in your brain. You push yourself. I only feel these sometimes when I get some intensity. I like some intensity, feel the burn. You struggle a little bit, you push beyond your limits. That's when I feel the most reward of feeling good from physical activities of that sort. Some people get it for just doing minimal activities. I wrote another terrible thing down here, but I started researching it. It's good information, maybe for you guys to have. But I'm kind of addicted to some pre-workouts. Pre-workouts are amazing, right? And I thought it was the caffeine I was more addicted to, but there's a couple chemicals in there that help your body naturally release dopamine. And they put that in the pre-workouts. That way, it kind of makes you feel good, right? You could just take those supplements more naturally by themselves, or you could take pre-workout. And the reason why I took pre-workout was pretty simple. It was just, you're lazy, you're not feeling it, you don't want to go to the gym, whatever. You take a scoop of pre-workout, you're going to be moving somewhere, somehow, right? It just pumps you up, fires you up, and you're going to get to the gym, you're going to get to doing something by taking that. But that's kind of my feel good. I don't drink alcohol or do drugs or release dopamine in that aspect. And so I started noticing doing that, releasing dopamine and feeling that good feeling with pre-workout and working out because of the chemicals that they put inside of these pre-workouts. Also, another thing is saunas, cold showers. I do a sauna and then a cold shower, and sometimes when I do that, I normally sit in the sauna until my heart rate starts to get up, and I know my body is getting pretty hot, and then I go jump right into a really cold shower and just let it hit down my spine. And quite often when I do that, like my eyes will roll back into my head. It will just feel like I'm high as a kite. I've done quite a bit of drugs in my life, and it feels just as good in that moment, just going from a sauna to a cold shower as it does putting chemicals in your body. So that's another thing, activity-wise or health-wise. Another thing that I swear by is acupuncture. If you ever tried it, I have a little. Obviously, you can't do that every night, every this. But I have one of those mats with spikes on it, and before bed, I lay on that. And after about 5, maybe 8, 10 minutes in, sometimes I'll lay on it. The pain doesn't quite, it goes away, but I start to get extremely sleepy, and it knocks me out every night. So I sit on that mat for about 5 to 8 minutes, and instantly I'll get a rush of good feeling, get a rush of sleepiness, and I'll get off the mat and go straight to bed. One thing I use for recovery or to feel good and so forth. I tried acupuncture once in my life, and it was the most surreal experience ever. They put the needles in me, and the doctor, whatever, he said, all right, I'll be back in 40 minutes to take them out. And he walked out of the room, and he walked right back in the room. He said, all right, we're done. And I said, you just walked out? He said, no, I've been gone for 40 minutes. He's like, actually, it's been a little bit longer. The timer didn't go off. And I was like, there's zero way, you just walked out. I was like dumbfounded. And I looked at my clock, I looked at my phone watch, and he was actually 40-something minutes past. I was absolutely dumbfounded how, I don't know where the time went. It was like I was just gone. And so acupuncture works really well, for me at least, but maybe something for you to experience as well. Anyway, let's talk a little bit of crypto for the last few minutes. This is a very basic question. It's called, what is a smart contract? And a smart contract is basically a contract on a blockchain. And what a smart contract is a contract on a blockchain. All the tokens on these blockchains are technically kind of made with a smart contract. Now, Bitcoin is not a token. Bitcoin is a coin, and it's a little bit different than the coins are being mined with proof of work, and then not being made into existence on top of the blockchain. So there's a difference between coins and tokens. Maybe that could be another day video. But a smart contract is what makes these tokens. A smart contract can have any type of, a lot of different rules and so forth. How many tokens there are, how many tokens can come into existence. You could have DeFi protocols that say, all right, you can lock these tokens, and that's a smart contract, right? So you're going to make a smart contract and say, if you lock these tokens for a certain amount of time, this happens or that happens, to give you another idea of a smart contract. When my nephew was 13, I locked a single Ethereum into a smart contract that unlocked on midnight on his 18th birthday. So 5 years later, the Ethereum would unlock into his wallet for his 18th birthday. And back then, I think I bought the Ethereum for like $200, $210 when he was 13, and his 18th birthday was actually this past year, and he sold it for I don't know, a couple grand, about 10 times my money, but it wasn't my money, it was a gift to him. All right, so what the smart contract did is I locked this thing in a smart contract, and that smart contract cannot be, really hacked, cannot be stopped. It's on the blockchain. It's a contract on the blockchain that anybody can verify, anybody can see. It's on a public blockchain. But no, it's immutable. It's in the past. It's already happened, and it has a function, and those functions are set by whoever made the smart contract. And so this smart contract unlocked at midnight on his 18th birthday. Now, there's so many more advanced smart contracts for DeFi protocols, for staking, for real estate, for assets, for pools, for all of that stuff. So the company I work for, forgot to mention in the last video, the company I work for has a DeFi protocol, and it's built with a bunch of smart contracts to stake your tokens. And you put your tokens into a staking contract that is made, and it rewards you with tokens on a daily basis for a certain APY. And they have other pools that you can put your tokens into and so forth. So what is a smart contract? The smart contract is an immutable contract on the blockchain. And it doesn't have to be immutable, actually, because it can be updated, it could be changed, could be altered. But the previous example of that contract would still be on the blockchain, and then you would be able to see an update. It's not like ripping it up, burning up a contract, and making a whole new one. You would see each update on the contract that takes place. So if a token company out there makes a change to their token, anybody in the world would be able to see exactly that they did that. They brought more coins into existence, or they minted some, or whatever that may be. Anyway, it's getting long. I'm getting tired. Peace.